Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to Trend to Talk NYC, and for today's video, we're going to be looking at these brand new R211 pictures that have just come out. We have a bunch of R211 pictures here that I'm going to share with you guys. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to share my personal opinion about the R211. Now, I don't know who took these pictures, but if you have taken them, let me know in the comments below so I can credit you, because my friend just sent these to me, and I have no idea who took these. And I want to give credit to the person that originally took these pictures. We do have a lot of pictures and not a lot of time, so let's get started. Alright, so this first picture is of the Q, and as you can see, we have this brand new fine display that's much different than the R160s. It is one big giant display, and that's awesome because it can change and show anything. The ones in the R160 are a little limited, and one thing that I really like about the display is that it kind of has a low backlight. I think it's an OLED, it probably isn't, but it does have a low backlight, kind of like the R179. The blacks of it aren't really in the way. We got a Q right here, the 96th Street programmed, and you got those lights over here. I feel like those are going to be super bright, like when the train's in the tunnel going in between stations. That's going to be super duper bright, because the R179 lights are actually really bright for the displays, and I feel like these are going to be even brighter, or at least as bright as the R179s. Alright, so we got this picture right here, and this one isn't really high quality, but this is the new. These are near the end of the cars. This is not an R211T, so there's no open gangways. A lot of people are upset about that the open gangway ones are in here, but as you guys can see, there are no seats here, which is kind of interesting because the R211 mock-up back in like 2017, I think. Yeah, 2017, the R211 mock-ups, they had like little seats here, and instead they put little leaners, what it seems like. Now, another thing that's interesting is that there's no touch display thingy here. Usually there would be a touch display thing, but at the end, it looks like there isn't, and there's just that typical map there. You got a pole right here, another pole right here, and then this is a little leaner right here. Now, one thing is that your butt kind of has to be like right here in order for it to be like good, kind of. It kind of has to be like right there. I'm pretty sure that's most people, honestly, but I don't know. I feel like there's just one person that it just isn't best fit for them and not going to want to sit there. But of course, it is adding more space with the seat not there, kind of like the R160s, the refurbished R160s. It's just that those ones had nothing, and these just have these cute little leaners right there. Alright, now we got another one here. Now, of course, this one isn't really high quality, but we got the W train right here. Now, one thing about the display is that the display isn't really that, like, long, kind of. Isn't really that long. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. But as you guys can see, we have the entire car. We got blue and we got yellow. It is kind of flashy. Like, the yellow just instantly stands out, and I can just see, like, everything. Now, obviously, they did that for the visually impaired people. But I don't know, it just kind of messing with me a little bit. And, of course, you do have the touch displays. Now, one thing about the mock-up, the R211 mock-up actually had the entire display sort of like the entire display was like in the like this, or it was like in the middle. And I'm actually glad they moved it up, because obviously if there's like a person sitting here, there's a person sitting down here, then if the display is right here, then you would have to ask them to like move or something. So they moved it up there. Now, I don't know if tall people are still going to be in the way, and that's just kind of weird. Imagine you're just sitting down and then there's just a hand right above you. I mean, that, I don't know, that's just kind of weird and unsettling. But look at the distance between these two displays. That is so small, and I think the reason why they did that is to fit this. I don't know, either fit this or the bigger doors, because those doors are going to be massive. Now, one thing is, where are the charging ports? I don't know if they're going to be on the R211T or this. I forgot, but I have been looking all over the place for the ports, the little charging things, and I haven't seen them. And another thing, they still have those art things right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Is it over here? Over here? I have no idea, but I've seen a picture, and they still have the little art things. They don't have displays over here, which is kind of interesting. I thought they would have all displays. And another thing, at the top, it appears that that's not all displays as well, which is kind of interesting. You'd think they'd put all displays up top, but they didn't. The R160s and R188 were testing that displays up here, but these don't have that, which is kind of interesting. And we do have that little camera facing over here as well. They do have a lot up here, but you can't see it through this picture. Right here we got the little display again. The border around it is kind of big, But as you guys can see, there's still like cards right there, little ad cards. There still isn't displays there. A lot of people were talking about how, oh, if you put all displays, it's gonna reduce jobs because there's not gonna be people putting these little things in here, the little advertisements, but they're still here. So yeah. All right, we have another close-up look of the display, and as you guys can see, it is very sharp. Just looking at like the display now, I don't think it's an AMOLED now. Looking at this picture, I don't think it's an AMOLED or OLED because like kind of looks grayish when it looks close up, but still a good looking display and it can show everything. Now another thing that's different from the mock-up is that it's not showing the time. The mock-up showed the time between the stops. It said 2 minutes away, 3 minutes away, but now it shows the stops. I don't know how to feel about that. All right, and then you have a big shot of the interior here. As you guys can see, the borders of that display is kind of bugging me, and also it's on top of the doors. It's right on top of the doors. The R160 fines were like right here, and I have no idea why they put it like there on top of the doors, because now you're gonna have people looking at it and it's gonna be in the way. Now they did move these little looped poles. They were originally right here in front of the seats, and now they moved it over here because obviously it's not going to be in the way of people sitting down. But the big problem is that short people are not going to be able to grab these poles up here. They're going to use these little ones right there. We do got the cameras right here. There's one aiming this way, and then there's like double ones in the middle of the car. They have like a bunch of doubles, but we do have the double ones, one pointing here, and they got another one pointing the other direction. Shout out to the small windows, and they did actually these little buttons. I think this is the button where you press it and you can talk to the conductor. They did move that down so the wheelchair people, and they put it next to the wheelchair too, so the wheelchair people can touch it. And they do got the flip up seats. They do have two like per like thing. They have two per car. We got one over here with 3 flip up seats, and there's another one here. I can tell by the icon on the ground there, but you can't see it. Big doors. The doors don't look that big, but I really got to go in real life to see how gigantic those doors are going to be. Alright, and to conclude everything, we're going to talk about the display right here. Now we got the A train. Now one thing is that I was looking at the R160s, like I said before. I was looking at the R160s, and this doesn't seem that long. And also, that font is really massive. That font is really massive. It kind of looks like an R142 or R142A, whatever. They're kind of the same. It just gives me R142 vibes right now. The R160 font is kind of like in the middle, like right here. That's what the R160 font would be. It doesn't stretch up from the top to the bottom just like that. But the R211 does that. It stretches the entire thing. And I feel like they did that because the root identification thing is here and it fills up the entire thing. So I felt like they just did that to the font so it can be consistent, which is not wrong. But like it's massive. It is massive. But shout out to the full color thing, man. That's one thing that I always wanted, a full color thing right here. All right, we got another picture. We got a D train, Inwood 207th Street. Now as you guys can see, look at the in between. I'm just so blown away about the font. Look at the hyphen right here between Inwood and 207. That hyphen has to be so small. Look at the space in between 7 and the street. Look at the space between this O right here and the I. That is so small. That gap. The space is so small because the display. I feel like the display should have at least extended to like over here. And as far as this side over here. Now what's interesting is I don't know what this is. I have no idea if that is a camera. That's kind of interesting because they should have had these cameras. I don't know why they didn't put one over here, this one over here, and just face the other direction. I don't know why, but we do have, it looks like a camera. I have no idea what this is, but it looks like a camera that's facing this way, obviously. But I don't know why they didn't just keep it up with the trend of the cameras over here, and then that just facing the other way. And that's where you got the key right here. Once again, still a lot of things I don't like about it, but still big, beautiful display right here. Beautiful display. But look at how much extra space there is, honestly. Just look at all that extra space. It could have at least went over here. But you know, big, beautiful display, full color. I really like this. I was always sick about that parentheses thing right there. That parentheses thing, I don't know. That was just something that like had to go. Those dots in the time look a little low. That little colon right there, that looks a little low. They should probably move that up, in my opinion. And as you guys can see right here, they have the little art things. They don't have the displays. I don't know why they didn't do that. I guess they're gonna be added because none of the trains came with it. R142A got it as an upgrade. R160 got it as an upgrade. The R143 did get delivered with it, but that's a different type. That's LED, and it can only show like green and red and everything. And the R179 still has these art things, but interesting that they didn't just go with it right off the bat. Alright guys, now we're going to look at a video of the R211. Now courtesy goes to this YouTube channel. I don't know how to say their name, but courtesy goes to them. They took their time to record this. We do got the changing displays, but right now we're about to check out this video.
This is a Queensbound W local train. The next stop is Rector Street.
Alright, that was the video. Now what's really interesting is that it has the R179 thing where it uses Kathleen's the next stop is for everything. Now I have no idea why. I don't know if that's a bug. I heard some people saying it's a bug. I have no idea why, because the R160s haven't been changed. So it's something with the R179 and something with the R211 that, you know, this is happening. But one thing is that the gap between the next stop is actually gone, which is good. Now another thing is that the doors kind of sound like an R160B. We're gonna go ahead and play that again. It does sound like an R160B, it really does, but it opens extremely fast. And we do got the changing displays. Now I feel like that's gonna be annoying that that's changing. Imagine you trying to look at the transfers. Obviously this is still a work in progress, they're still testing it, but I don't know, imagine you're just looking at the transfers and then you're trying to look at the next stop, the transfers, whatever, and then that just keeps changing. And then it's just showing, oh, thank you for traveling. I don't know. Now I remember the R211 mock-up, it changed for the mock-up, it would change to like show what car you were in, and it would show like where the nearest exit of the train stop was and where the elevators are located too. I have no idea if this is going to do that too, but I really want that to happen. It can show you what car you're in. It can show you where to go for the fastest way out of here. But yeah, I hope they do implement that. Now, one other thing is that the transfers were supposed to announce the buses, all of the buses, not just to select all the buses. And it looks like that's not going to be happening. All those announcements were just kind of the announcements for the mock-up. I guess were just placeholder test announcements. Alright, and then we're going to look at one more video from the same person. Now this is an F, but I want you guys to pay close attention to this. We'll play it. And as you guys saw right there, because the screen is so small, it has to divide the names of the stations through multiple like things. It has to divide it. You saw that. It showed to Forest, also F to Forest Hills. That doesn't happen. Look, it says to Forest over here, and then it had to change to Hills 71. Now there isn't a hyphen there, and that's triggering me. But because the font is so big and the display is so small. Once again, I don't even know if the display is smaller, but because the font is so big, it has to divide that. And look at West 8th Street right there. Now, of course, am I mad? I'm not really mad. Of course, I mean, what are they gonna do? The words are going to get cut off. I mean, obviously it's either that or nothing. So I'm not really pissed off. It's just that it's very interesting to see that. But you know, everything's looking all good. Alright guys, now that was all the pictures and videos that I had to show up to you guys. Courtesy goes to whoever made those videos and whoever took these pictures. Now my final thoughts on the R211 is that they're really great. They definitely took the R211 seriously. If you guys remember the mock-up, they had that survey and everything. They really wanted to know what we wanted in the next subway car, and they did do it. Very good job. They did a very good job. I mean, you got the wider doors, people can exit and enter quickly, changing displays, letting everyone know where to get off at, giving all the customers all the information they need on the brand new displays, and they have the ability to change as well. So maybe if there's like something happening, they can show it on those displays. I believe these have Ethernet as well, so maybe the MTA can like send direct messages to the train. I don't know, that's just my guess. Support for Americans with disabilities, that's always a plus. You got the seating right here, so they can go over there. People in their wheelchairs go right here without any hassle and not going to be in the way. Yellow and blue for the visually impaired, and you got the security cameras for crime, because crime has been going up since ridership has come up from the pandemic. Overall, my thoughts on the R211 are very positive. It's just that the announcements and the programs are just kind of mess with me a little bit. As well as the small windows, those are small nitpicks, but I mean, they did that. But obviously, they did that for a reason, so they can add all the extra new stuff. They didn't do that just for fun, to troll us or anything like that. But anyway, guys, that was the R211 and my personal thoughts. I can't wait to see these bad boys testing, probably testing in August or later this year. And I can't wait to ride them next year in September when they enter passenger service. But for now, we're going to end it right here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in to Transit Tuesdays here on Transit Talk NYC. I'll catch you all in the next one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Catch you all in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.